First time eating pancakes. Hey everyone, it's day 6 in the Trax, August 30th, about 1:25, 1:30ish, something in there. Actually, it shows up right on the clock there. What we're going to focus on today is we'll call it infotainment. And I'm just going to kind of give you a quick rundown on how this works, what it does, and some basics with it. This is a 7-inch MyLink, we'll call it radio, stereo in your Trax here. Optional, you can get the base radio too. But it is touchscreen, like I said, 7-inch, and it is a cost extra. These buttons down here along the bottom are a touch type. They're not a physical button you press. To turn it on though, you press and hold. This is like the off screen, I guess if you want to call it that. You press and hold the power in the middle. Comes to that home screen right there with your different options: audio, picture, movie, telephone, smartphone link, and settings. This side over here, it stays the same all the time. It's like almost like a screensaver type mode. Temperature shows you what's connected at the top, time and date. If you want to go to your audio options, obviously you hit audio, and this gives you the what's playing screen. Right now, on FM radio, can unmute it here with the steering wheel button, or I can just press volume up right here. You can change volume with the buttons, or you can take this with your finger here and slide it. Kind of turn it down so you can hear me. There's also a mute button right there. Press that. Snaps back to the main screen. Array of presets along the bottom. You can program to anything: AM, FM, XM, and you can mix and match as you see fit. If you want to change your source, say you want to listen to AM radio, you obviously just hit source, hit AM, and there's your AM. The tuning this is an optional screen. It is kind of cool. When you hit tune, you can set the radio to do this. It comes up with a tuning bar, kind of, I don't want to say retro looking, but somewhat is. You can drag that to where you want it. To say you want it to like News Radio 1100. It is tough to dial in exactly, or you can type it like that. Hit OK. And there we go. I'll mute that again. The other option is XM. Again, a paid subscription. They do give it to you for free for a couple months to start, and then you start having to pay after that. If you know anything about XM or Sirius or anything like that, satellite radio, antenna based. I am kind of under an overhang here, so the signal isn't the best. This does cut out if you go into a tunnel sometimes, that sort of thing. Finally, you have two ways to connect your auxiliary devices. You got a USB port, which I've showed earlier in the vlog. It's over here. And there's also an auxiliary input in there. And then finally is Bluetooth. You can go completely wireless. You can hit Bluetooth and control your smartphone from there. It'll play almost anything that's coming on your phone, sometimes better than others. With Bluetooth, you don't get album art and that sort of stuff, but if you go USB, you do. The other thing is it will play different apps, like if you have a podcast app, anything of that nature. There is some smartphone connected apps that are on this thing. I'm going to do this while I'm filming here. If I don't ruin the shot here. If I connect my phone, I plug the cord in there, I'm going to connect my phone USB here. It does say loading. Takes a minute. Now if you notice, that did pull up album art there for Mr. Billy Joel. If I go back home, picture in movie, I don't have anything plugged into the USB device, the port over there, but what you can add is pictures, films, anything like that will play off of a USB thumb drive. Telephone, obviously pretty simple there. You can either dial there, it does go through, it's hands-free, speakers, and it does have microphone up on the overhead console. Smartphone link, if I hit that on there, and this is where you have your nav options on this radio. This isn't a factory nav setup, but what it does do, if you get this Bringo app, you can get maps on there, and it uses all of the different options through your smartphone. As in, you have to have a data plan. This does nothing other than just kind of mirror what is on the smartphone screen. Now, the other thing is Pandora, which everybody loves Pandora. It seems to be the #1 thing. It does work pretty seamlessly in here. If I hit it, let's see if it sets up. It automatically pulls up on my phone. Signing on. I'm not sure. I haven't used Pandora for a while here. Last thing we were listening to was Christmas music. It says accessory on here. I can't do anything on here, which is a very safe feature. And I can do my thumbs up, my thumbs down. If I like it, I can add it to my favorites, whatever, and I can go next like that to the next song. And then we have Kelly Clarkson in the middle of end of August here. And go back again, and I can go back to my iPod XM, whatever you want on there. And then of course our settings here, which allow you to adjust the date, time. You can change your vehicle settings right on the screen here, like how long the lights are on when you hit lock, when you're leaving the car. I can turn on and off the park assist. A lot of controls are in here. I can turn the symbols on the rear camera. A lot of different cool settings in there, and it's all touchscreen. So that's the MyLink radio. Very, very cool option. Honestly, if there's any box you tick in this car, I highly recommend you do the MyLink. It's just so cool, and it works actually really well. So that's the whole run through on the MyLink radio that is optional in the Trax. Definitely one of my favorite options in almost any Chevy that you can buy now. I like the new touchscreen stuff. I really do. I'm kind of a techie sort of guy with that kind of thing. I like tech in the cars, but I like it when it works. And there's been a lot of, we'll say, grumblings on the internet about the Chevy and GM systems, mainly the ones from Cadillac and Buick. The Cadillac Q, I believe it's called, and the Buick IntelliLink. Now, I had the GMC IntelliLink, that worked fine. The Buick Regal review I did a while ago, that worked fine, but my mom is running a Buick Encore very similar to this with the IntelliLink, and it's just been having a lot of issues recently with like being stuck on the backup camera. It's got navigation, but it doesn't have a touch screen. It's kind of, I don't want to say almost like too much. It's like they didn't get all the bugs worked out or something, but the MyLink, from everything I've seen in our Sonic to all the test cars to everything else, it's been pretty decent. No issues, very simple interface. And that makes me always wonder, and I think I've said this before on blogs, why doesn't GM just make one that's sort of all of, very similar? And I know they don't like doing that. They like having Cadillac unique items, Buick unique items, but it just seems to complicate the entire process. This is the Chevy MyLink. You think they could have just the Buick MyLink, change the logo on the splash screen, and it would just work, and you can focus on all those different things, the bugs and everything, and just make it global, company-wide. But really, though, if you're going to option up a Trax, I mean, front wheel or four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive, you might need that. But this is one of those options that, to me, is very, very important. I'd say top 3 out of all of them. I would love it if I owned this car to get the MyLink radio with the Bose audio, because the speakers in this car sound really, really good. And you would think like, oh, well, it's not. Yeah, I mean, if you're a an audio geek, sure, I'm sure you're going to find a problem with the tweeter at full volume or something along those lines. But, you know, for a basic, we'll say, small crossover, a little SUV that is from Chevy, it's so much better than what you'd expect. It really is. I personally just think it sounds amazingly good. Overall, though, definitely something to look into when you're checking boxes on one of these, looking for one. Even if you're not a techie, the MyLink is something that is just, you might end up using it, you know, a year or two from now if you're the kind of person that, well, maybe I'll get into it. You want to have it now and not wish you had it later, if that makes sense, because I don't really think you can sort of add this aftermarket. It just doesn't work that way. So thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. It's been kind of a whirlwind with the vlogs going on this week. This is vlog 6. If you haven't looked at 1 through 5, you might want to watch those to catch up. Kind of, I'll say, my life with the car the past 6 days. A lot of car talk thrown in there, a lot of stuff going on that we're doing in there too. So not just your typical car review where we're, you know, droning on about miles per gallon and talking about how far the air conditioning vents open up. So again, thank you for watching. HoagiesGarage.com. Hit a like if you like this video. Subscribe to us on YouTube for more, and I will see you tomorrow for vlog 7. So as you can see, the vlog was supposed to be over today. Kelly has convinced me to go run a 5K. And this really doesn't have much to do with the Trax. Lily's okay, I promise. She just does that. But we did have to fit the jogging stroller back there, which actually fit very well with the one side folded. Lily, you're just, every time I talk, that is a fake cough. Don't worry. Anyways, there's the stroller. Rear seat folded down, and Lily's still over on that side. So fairly handy in the back end. Now it's off to a 5K, which I haven't run a mile in 2 years. So this could be my last video ever. It might be Lily's too. So we made it through the 5K. Loading Lily up. She got a little mad at the end. But we're back in the more than ever comfortable Trax with air conditioning. It feels so perfect now. Take any car that you own, it doesn't matter what it is, and if you run 3 miles, it's perfect.